What's going on, my day-to-day people? Got my people with me, huh? Got my people with me. Once again, man, let's continue to get on this journey. Continue to walk this path of righteousness, right? To the highway to kingdom. There's no other way, there's no better way. Continue to uplift one another, bless the Lord, first and foremost. So let's talk about the conditioning of the minds, all right? So the enemy conditions the minds in ways that we think. So when the truth is presented, it's hard to believe the truth because you've already been taught a different way. All right, let's look at children. Children don't know racism, right? You'll see a little black kid, little brown kid, little white kid, all playing together and it's wholesome. They don't know anything about not liking the other person because of what they look like, right? How big they are, how tall they are, okay? You're taught that. You're taught that. So your mind is conditioned from a young age to think whenever you come into the matureness that, hey, there's something wrong with this person because of the color of their skin. There's something wrong with this person because of what they believe in. That is a condition, right? So you have to be conditioned to act that way. So as we go through how the enemy conditions our mind, he conditions our mind to alter the truth so we don't come to fruition of the truth, right? So that's why we have to be taken up out of this world as we go through these passages. Had the renewing of the mind because you've been conditioned to think a certain type of way, right? So it's the blindness. When you have blind, you're blind mentally. You can't see, so you're blind with vision, right? And your heart's blinded. So if you have a blind eyesight, blind mind, blind heart, you're lost. There's no other ways around it. You're lost. It's like going to your location that you never went before and you don't use GPS. You just say, you know what? I'm going to find it blindly. You're lost. You're not going to find it. Now, if you happen to go to this place, you go there once, use GPS, twice, a few times, and then finally you're able to figure things out by mental because you condition your mind to remember where to go. So that's how it is with conditioning ourselves in this word so that we're not with the condition of our minds against the word. All praises, all praises. Let's go to Romans. Let's go 12, chapter 12. We're going to look at 1 and 2. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. So, if you're trapped in the world, you're not going to understand what the will of God is. If you're in the world, you're not going to understand God, period. You're not going to understand the Most High because you're in the world. Okay? So you're going to have this blindness upon your mind where you're not going to be able to see these things. Right? So let that marinate. From here, let's go to Colossians. Let's go to Colossians 3:2. Colossians 3:2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. Set your affection on things above, not on the things of the earth. So our treasures, this wisdom that comes from the Father, it's not earthly wisdom, it comes from above. So if we set our affections on things from above, not on the earth, because things on the earth is going to perish. All right? Nothing in heaven is going to perish. It's everlasting. That's where we're trying to get to a place that is built for everlasting, meant for people that follow the everlasting ways through this word. All right? The teachings that Christ speak. So if we set our affections on things above, this is where these gifts come from. These spiritual gifts, right? Your healing gift, teaching, all of these gifts, they come from above. The treasures that's on earth, the silver, this gold, all this other stuff is pointless, right? It's pointless. So set your affection on things that are above, not of the earth. All praises for that. Let's see. Let's go from here. Let's go to 2 Corinthians. We're going to go to 2 Corinthians 4:4. And we got to understand what's about to be read is that if you look at it yourself, you'll see that you have a uppercase G and a lowercase g. So that lowercase g is the God of this world. That's Satan. It's a lowercase g. And then you'll see a uppercase G, which is the Father whose Son is Jesus Christ. All right, so let's look at this. And you know that lowercase g can also go with the "In God We Trust" on a dollar bill, right? So why would you put "In God We Trust" on money, right? Yes, the Lord provides us money to survive. So if you put "In God We Trust" on this dollar bill with the um, pyramid, you know, that's a video for later on. But in God we trust with money when we're only supposed to serve one master, and that is the Most High, not money. So why would you put "In God we trust" on money? Once again, condition of the mind. Because if you have that dollar as your Lord, as your God, you become a slave to that dollar. All right? You become a slave to that dollar. And then in scriptures, that pyramid, Egypt, is what it represents, that spiritual bondage. All right? So, 2 Corinthians 4:4. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. All praises. 2 Corinthians 4:4. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Once again, in whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Christ, who is the image of God, should shine unto them. Once again, your minds is blinded. Christ comes through and opens the eyes, opens the mind. All praises. And we're going to close this out. We're going to close this out with let's close this out with Isaiah. Let's go to Isaiah 26:3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee. The condition of the minds presented by the enemy is to condition you to not learn the truth. Much love. Peace.